Hello,
and welcome back to
Rarars Adventures.
If you've only just joined, hello and welcome. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell and give us a thumbs up. Ta-da!
The cheesiest one.
So, normally on a Thursday, which was yesterday, we release an interview. But unfortunately, we haven't got no one to interview. So we decided to talk about a subject with Hayley that she has.
Very close to my heart.
And share about it. And Hayley can also share her experiences. So it's like an interview, but it's not an interview. But it's about subject, etc., etc. But before we go on, if you would like to do an interview with us and share about your illness, your depression, mental health, anything to do with disabilities, illness, please contact us. We'd love to speak to you and share your story with the world. And it can help other people.
And we're friendly, we don't bite.
Not often.
Not often, no.
And you could be helping someone else.
Absolutely.
Well. Sharing your story.
Sharing is
helping someone caring.
Okay,
so our subject today is, I can't pronounce it,
hidradenitis suppurativa.
And shortened it is
HS.
There we go.
Which is a lot easier to say.
And I'm going to let Hay read it because I cannot pronounce half of the words that are there.
So this is a condition that I was diagnosed with when I was 20, I believe. So I've had it many years. God, I feel old. And it'd be interesting to share with you a bit about it. So, hidradenitis suppurativa. It's a painful, long-term skin condition that causes abscesses and scarring on the skin. The exact cause of HS is unknown, but it occurs in hair follicles where there are sweat glands, usually around the groin, bottom, breasts, armpits. For reasons that are unknown, more women than men actually have the condition. It's thought to affect about 1 in 100 people, which is really? Actually quite a high number, yet you don't hear of many people say they've actually got it.
But why do you think that is? Because they're ashamed, embarrassed, confused,
I think
don't know what
with hidradenitis suppurativa, because of the places that you get these cysts, in private areas, it can be embarrassing. And I'm talking, like we said, under the armpits. It's normally underneath the breasts, like within the fold, vaginally, and that's it, inside the labia, down the thighs, and also at the top of the anus. So kind of that area, that is actually more common in men than it is women for some reason. Again, they're not sure why. The symptoms range from mild to severe, so there is different stages of HS.
Okay.
I have a mild case of HS, which doesn't feel mild sometimes, but it is actually considered mild.
Yours kind of flares up and then goes down again, doesn't it?
It seems to. If I get stressed, it seems to flare up more. When I get hot, it flares up more, which isn't surprising because they tend to be around sweat glands and hair follicles, things like that. So it's.
Can we share that story? I do believe it's in the same content. When you're doing your hair, was it? Are you at the hospital?
No, that was
Was that different? I can't remember.
I know what she's talking about. I was once dyeing my hair, and I was waiting for the dye to finish, so I had my timer on, and as I was waiting, I had a cyst burst on my ovary.
It is. Oh no,
it's polycystic. Yeah, so it's a different type of cyst. But yes, I had to call the ambulance out, and I actually refused to go to hospital because I still had hair dye in my hair, and I actually lost half of my hair because I couldn't actually bend over the bath to rinse the hair dye out. And about 3-4 hours later, my husband managed to do it for me, but I did Yeah, my hair went chewing gum like. So
Okay, so
lesson
it came
learned.
off
Anyway,
subject.
yes.
Sorry, my fault.
So it ranges from mild to severe. It causes a mixture of boil-like lumps, blackheads, cysts, which then creates scarring and channels.
Yeah.
And the cysts and the boil-like lumps tend to leak pus. Sometimes they will come to a head and then they will kind of burst themselves and then leak. Other times I find that they come up and then they go back down again. So it comes up and so you do have to be careful with this. They tell you not to squeeze them, try and pop them, mess them around, because with HS, so you get this like oil type lump that comes up on your skin. If you were to squeeze that lump and it doesn't come out the front, it will squeeze out internally.
And what does Hayley do?
I'm terrible, but then I've got an obsession with picking.
What does Hayley do?
I can't help it. If it's there, I pick it. So
You're a picker.
I am a picker. So the condition tends to start off, like we were saying, with a firm pea-sized lump that develops in one place. This will then disappear or rupture and leak pus after a few hours or days. I tend to use a warm compress because this draws
really
it out
you,
quicker. Yeah, for me, it's one of the best ways that I can get rid of a boil quickly, especially if it's a painful one. Sometimes you'll get a pea-sized lump, it will come up, and it won't necessarily be painful. I tend to find once it's formed the head, that's where it gets really painful, especially if you get it in your groin.
It's like at its tightest position.
Yeah, it's horrible. And then again, that doesn't always come out. It might die back down again. I tend to find if it doesn't come out and it dies back down again, it comes back again. It kind of comes back until that head.
So do you know when it bursts internally?
Sounds disgusting, but
I know, but
I have squeezed a couple before, and I have felt the popping sensation inside. So I don't tend to do that anymore if I know, because it's a very weird sensation and you do have a high risk of infection if you're going to do that. It can. Worst case scenario is sepsis.
That's exactly what
the pea-sized lumps will either disappear or rupture and leak pus after a few hours or days. New lumps will then develop in an area nearby, which is why you tend to get, say, on an armpit, you tend to get a collection. Because it spreads. So if these are not controlled with medicine, some people control it with medicine.
You're not on medicine, are you?
I was. So I was taking an antibiotic constantly. So like a low-level antibiotic all the time. What I was finding is that was affecting my stomach. And I don't really like to be on an antibiotic all the time because I do worry about the effectiveness if I really did need it. So I came off of that. And what my doctor's actually done now is I've got an emergency pack of antibiotics at home. So if I see a cyst and I think, oh, that's verging on infection, then I start taking a 7-day course of antibiotics. So larger lumps then may develop and spread. You then get narrow channels called sinus tracts. Also, they form under the skin, and they can break out onto the surface and also leak pus. So I was just telling Tara, so on my armpit, you can't really see it because it's an old one and it's now healed, but you might be able to see just this little ring here. Now I can actually put like a hook through that, and that is a sinus tract. So where I've had a cyst there, it's gone over the top and it's left me with a tunnel track. Where was I? So yeah, it's not really something that a condition you can ignore.
No.
The exact cause of it is unknown. So some people think it's along the autoimmune line, that kind of thing, something to do with the immune system, but there hasn't been enough research to actually definitively say one way or the other. They do say that smoking and obesity are both strongly associated with HS, and if you smoke and or obese, it will make your symptoms worse. Now, I do find that because my legs rub together, because I'm a large lady.
But beautiful.
That they rub, and that area is worse than other parts of my body. However, on that note, I do know people from forums who have been overweight, they've lost 5 stone. It's made no difference to their HS. I know people that have been smoking for years, have quit, and it's actually made their HS worse. So I don't strictly go down the route. Smoking obese, being obese isn't good for you. Of course, we all know that.
Yeah.
However, I don't agree that that's a cause.
No.
I think it's more of a inflammatory marker kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it irritates.
Yeah.
HS can run in families, about 1 in 3 cases. It's not infectious, and it's not, repeat, not linked to poor hygiene, which is what some people think.
Yeah.
It's not. I shower like every other person. I am very careful about what soaps I use, so I tend to use like 0 perfume soaps and things like that.
Yeah.
Basic products on my skin. I have to be careful about which deodorants I use because some irritate, some don't. So it is a personal journey because you can find things that trigger you.
Absolutely.
Such as stress, heat, weight, smoking, all these things, it does make a difference. And as for it running in families, my mum actually, or our mum, did suffer with similar cysts. But for my mum, it died down as she got older, whereas mine is staying on the same level. Yeah. So yeah, it's a funny condition. It's not particularly well known. It can be very painful. It's normally in places like where it rubs. I do find it's like I have one this side. She says, I can't think which bloody side it is now. Yeah, you can see a little red mark there.
Yeah.
Now that one started to get painful, and it came up to probably 2 Ps, and now it's gone back down again. So these ones look very small. Ones on my thighs have very dark bruises.
Yeah.
They look like bruises after a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do look at like someone's punched me in the leg sometimes.
Exactly. But like Hayley's saying, it's not contagious.
It's not. No.
Don't be embarrassed about it.
Absolutely not.
It's a condition.
I am lucky because mine is mild. I know that some people have it really severe, so that they'll get cysts all over the armpit. They'll all interconnect.
Yeah.
They get sinus tracts all over, and it's constantly a weepy mess.
Yeah.
And some people actually have it all removed and like skin graft. It can get very, very bad and excruciatingly painful. Yeah.
Let us know if this is something that you live with, or
and any tips and tricks that you've learned, like the hot compresses to draw it out.
Yeah.
Epsom bath salts.
Yeah.
They tend to help, especially if you've got a vaginal cyst, because they're kind of
hard
harder to draw out. Yeah, and they do seem to be. I mean, obviously, I'm not a man, so I can't imagine how they're. I don't know if men get it on their genitals or if it is just above the anus. I mean, again, I don't know how painful that is, but I do find with the vaginal ones, because of where they are and because of the small space that they're in, they can be to the point I've had them where I can't walk.
Wow.
Yeah. But once they've started draining, and goes. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
And I would just like to remind you that we are not medically trained in any way. This is based on our own opinion and what we found on the internet.
And quoted from the NHS app, which I should have said at the beginning, shouldn't I? So yeah, if you do want to have a look at it. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. You just can't get staff.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? We'd love to hear from you if this is something that you do suffer from. I mean, share your
I would love to. I mean, I follow a lot of different forums online about different health conditions that I've got, and it's funny how a lot of them are linked. Like, I saw someone on a forum on polycystic ovaries the other day who said, ladies, if you're getting some boils down below in your armpits, so the chances are you've got HS. So many people like, oh, that's what it is. So it does make you wonder, like you were saying about my other cysts and stuff, whether that's, links. Is it all autoimmune that's not detected and things like that? It's fascinating, really. Yeah. What the human body does.
So much.
Who's with us today?
We got Baron.
God, she just cannot pronounce her words today.
Baron
is with us.
Yeah.
Would Hayley like to do a video? Video on what?
Yes, what subject?
What subject would you like me? I mean, I'm all knowing. No, I'm not. And
that's it.
Well, where is
We've
everybody?
got 2 on here.
Where is everybody?
I don't know how to tell whom the people are.
It's very difficult when you're using 2 cameras. I
Yeah.
never know where I'm looking half the time.
That way.
That way, that way, that
Not at
way.
yourself.
Not at myself. Because every time I look at myself, I'm looking that way anyway, so I can't win. Just give Baron a moment to
Catch up.
go back to us. Do you want to tell them what we're up to today?
What are we up to?
Well, me trying to drown you most of the time.
Yes, we're going paddleboarding.
Paddleboarding,
So-
myself as Tara's carer.
Yeah.
Tara went out by herself, she'd probably die.
Do you know what? Like, me and Hayley were talking about paddleboarding, weren't we? And I was saying about, because also I've got PTSD, and I really struggle mentally as well as physically. And when we go deep, when we first went, oh my days, I panicked like a baby.
You were terrified.
I was absolutely
Shaking. We stopped for a minute and I made Tara just sit in the deep. It sounds cruel, but I made her just sit in the deep water on her board. Got life jackets and all the safety equipment. So she's quite safe. I know she's safe. And just made her sit
I know
with
I'm
it.
safe, but my brain,
Yeah.
oh no, it's
She did amazing. After a couple of minutes, she managed to just slow her breathing
But
down and
what
get used
topped
to
it
it.
up? Why did we go in? Because a bee came and it scared me. So we're in deep water. I said, what if I get stung? What if I fall in? What if I drown? What if this happens? What if that happens? That was it.
I can imagine having to phone the lifeguard. Oh, my sister's, she's in deep water. She's gone away from the coast, and she's, what caused this situation? A bumblebee. I think someone just came up, wanted to join, and I'm not sure how that is. Let me have a little look. Chloe,
Chloe, are you sure you want to join? Maybe.
Okay, we've just added you, Chloe. Morning,
Chloe
Shirley.
is on Facebook. So
You good together because big hug.
big hug.
Do you know, it's so nice to see Shirley the other day. I haven't seen her for ages.
Nice, strange.
And yeah, it was nice.
So going back to paddleboarding, sorry. So because my PTSD is being scared of dying, every day, a little scenario will be like volcanic
Flares
for
up.
me.
Yeah.
And then paddleboarding, well, I ain't getting better. So we went a few days ago, last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we went deep water.
Really deep water.
And I didn't. I was edgy. I was a bit.
Yeah, but no panicking already. So that was
is
fantastic.
helping mentally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to do with the spasms and everything, we just, if I start spasming, we know to hook up. We've got a hook up on our boards.
So I can go up next to Tara.
Board,
yeah, I can clip myself to her board so that she is stable,
and
so that I can be with her while she settles the spasm, if you like.
So I have to massage it if I can, or just sit and not move and just wait for it to pass by.
Yeah.
And then we have to take 10 minutes out or so just to recover from that.
Yeah.
And then we try again. Worst case scenario, Hayley can tow me.
I can tow her,
Yeah.
but we wear life jackets, we take our phones with us and waterproof cases.
We're so
as safe as we can, especially
always let someone know where we're going.
Yeah, you know, and if you're going paddleboarding with someone with disabilities, do make sure that you've got all the safety.
But it's amazing, isn't it? We've seen some paddleboards that have wheelchairs on. We've seen amputees doing paddleboarding.
And we ideally want to find we'd like to do a visit somewhere that does disabled friendly paddleboarding, because we know how much it has helped Tara.
Because before we did it, I don't know why, stupidly, considering what we do, but I didn't think about disabled people doing paddleboarding. And then
water sports in general, I've got to say, that makes me sound a bit, but
I know.
It's not something you
until
consider.
you do something, you don't know much about it.
You don't.
And we're talking to this guy, and he was saying how much the water helped you.
It does with you. I mean, if we go out paddleboarding, look how well you sleep that night.
Yeah. I'll get at least 5 hours instead of 3.
And the water's a fantastic source of exercise for you because it's anti-gravity. So Tara can do exercise.
Yeah.
where she's not an yes, she pays for it a bit afterwards, but the actual exercise itself she's able to do. So it's good. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it?
It's nice.
So, and our parents are joining us today because Dad's just got a paddleboard, Mum's just bought a kayak. Yeah. So we're quite excited because last time they were on our boards as well. This time we can actually travel together. Well, Mum might go off in the other direction. Sorry,
Just
Mum.
hope they're ready for the pit stops that we do. I get tired really quickly, so we have to stop, go. But we get there.
Well, that's the whole point of paddleboarding, though, is that
there isn't a race.
No, exactly. And just sitting on that water. And
I like just sitting there and going.
Being gently. It's the best therapy, and I find it helps so much.
She lays down on hers. I physically can't lay down on mine. I get very jealous.
I did make myself seasick the other day, though, didn't I?
Oh yeah, she did. That was hilarious.
It was quite wavy, and I just laid down as I normally would.
She sat out. She's like, I don't feel good. No. And I thought, oh, we changed places.
I was actually smoking a cigarette at the time, and Tara said, jokingly, Tara went, do you not want the rest of that then? And
No, I don't feel well. Right. Brilliant. Oh, Chloe's put...
Good beautiful ladies. I had a lovely fun time on my cart on Tuesday. I don't think I could ever paddleboard. I'd sink it if I fell. No, you wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. I'm way much more than you, Chloe. You're only little.
Chloe came with us and to Scooter Buddies on Tuesday. Obviously, I wasn't there because I had to go to a wedding, so Mum and Hayley went.
Yeah.
And
it was really good. So Chloe was new, and it was so lovely to meet her.
Can't wait to meet you on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tara is actually really annoyed that she didn't get to come this week because Chloe was new, and we had a new gentleman called Terry.
Yeah.
And Carol, who was our first ever participant, she came again, and so it was really nice. Absolutely.
And it's nice because it's helping people meet new people.
Yeah, which we like too.
Point.
I mean, neither of us are filled with confidence. Both of us have had major anxiety about going out, meeting new people. Yeah. When I first got together with my husband, I couldn't even walk from our house into town. And he used to have to go up the first road, meet me. I'd walk up to meet him, and then he'd go a bit further and I'd walk up to meet him. You have to train yourself.
No, I saw disabled paddleboarding on the TV the other day, but it was down Devon way.
I don't know travelling to Devon.
Where are we going on holiday?
Devon's fine.
Where are we going on holiday? In September.
Near? Is it Devon we go to?
It's near. Yeah.
Is it Dorset?
I don't know now. Where are we going on holiday?
Lytton Lake.
Where's that?
I don't know if it's Devon or Dorset.
I'm sure it's Devon.
It's amazing we're getting there, really.
Close to, well, not close to.
Not close to Cornwall.
No, but.
No, is it Dorset? Devon.
I'm sure.
I'm not, yeah. But, I mean, yeah. Well, we don't mind travelling a little bit to do something that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Do you know where it was? Please message us.
Or the TV programme, Shirley, because then we can watch it and get a little bit more information about it. So we know what we're looking for more.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. What was that little tune?
I don't know. Oh, shall we talk about chocolate as we're here?
Okay.
So,
can I put my drink?
Yeah, don't
look at the label.
Don't look at it because you're not allowed. Country file. Of course, it's country file.
Why don't we just? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Assume that one.
Have a look.
Wow.
So, obviously we keep talking about the shop.
So any products bought on are a merchandise. Got brain went then. Is bought to support Rarars Adventures. All the money goes back into Rarars Adventures.
It helps support the Scooter Buddies. It helps support the visits, the equipment, the charges for all the programs that we have to use. So if you want to support Rarars Adventures, please go and have a look at the shop. You get something like a key ring or a pen, or something a bit bigger, like a funky t-shirt that me and Hayley have designed.
And you can also do one-off contributions on there.
Yes, I forget we've got that.
Which are always welcome. How do you forget these things? It's your website.
I know. Terrible.
Pinky and the brain.
I don't have a brain. Oh, she put, I think you are going to Dorset way.
Oh,
yes, I think, yeah, good job.
I was just going to say, what do you do with that, Mummy Shirley?
Yeah. So we're going Dorset way. Where she say Devon?
Yeah.
So Devon's next door.
Yeah. We actually crossed over to Devon, didn't we? Yeah.
So
we did.
Look into that.
We could actually.
Googling.
Considering we're taking our paddleboards as well.
We are, because where we're going is a lake. That is the first time we experienced a paddleboard.
There's a fantastic bloke there who runs the campsite, and normally they rent the boards out at weekends, but we weren't there at a weekend. So he lent us his board. I didn't really want to pay out for a paddleboard because they're quite expensive.
And
before I'd used one,
didn't know we could stay on it.
Yeah, and as soon as we used it, that was it, addicted.
Yeah.
I can understand why people just rave about it because it
Absolutely.
is. Yeah. It's a whole new world for us, isn't it? And
Whole
because
new
Tara's a water
world.
baby anyway, so it suits her down to the ground. But I didn't realise. I've seen people do it for the last couple of years because obviously I live in Worthing near the seafront. So I see them all the time, especially when it's like a mill pond. And I've always thought that looks good, but I didn't realise that
love it.
love it. It's become a passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we start rambling then?
Yeah, we'll stop rambling.
Day?
Baron, please message Tara if you
Yeah,
would,
you got my email, so
yeah.
give me an email and let me know what's what.
And thank you, Shirley and Chloe, for joining us. It was lovely chatting to you both.
And if you would like to join the Scooter Buddies, you do have to either message me or go on my website to book a place because we have limited amount of space. But don't panic if it says it's all booked up because we are going to extend it to the afternoon if we get over.
Yeah, we're
gonna sort that out.
if it gets busy, which it is starting to, then we will run 2 sessions on a Tuesday, won't we? One in the morning and then one.
Yeah, I don't really
early
look at it going, oh no, it's all booked, can't do it. If that happens,
We shall expand.
we shall expand.
Okay. Shut up.
Thank you for joining us today. If you've only just joined, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment on the YouTube bit because that really helps apparently, and give us a share. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Love you lots, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.